and welcome back to the Bored Whovian YouTube channel. And you'll notice I'm actually not here in front of you. That is because I actually couldn't be bothered to record actual footage because I usually record later at night, you know, just before I go to bed when I record a video. And I've just kind of been in bed for about 3 hours and just generally cannot be asked to leave. So I thought this would just be a pure audio one, you know, so a lot of fun photos for me to just edit in. But, you know, this will be a fun one. I mean, it's just a quick news one, but yeah, nonetheless, let's get on with it. So, yeah, there was some news which actually came out this week. Well, not news, like just rumours, around the 60th. And I've got to say, I'm a huge fan of them. I mean, whether you believe them or not, I mean, bloody hell, I want to believe them. So, you know, if I just, I mean, you'll see it coming up on your screen now. But, yeah, so the sun, yeah, so take it with a massive pinch of salt. It came from the sun. So, yeah, it says, you know, who's for a reunion, David Tennant and Matt Smith to return to the Doctor Who for the 60th anniversary shows. Notice, it says shows. So, if we go into what it actually says, like, Doctor Who has been in 2023, David Tennant set to return. Look here, it says the series of specials. So if you look at the entire story, that's the kind of the main point of it. It also mentions here Christopher Eccleston and Peter Capaldi. But, you know, so here's the actual quotes. A TV insider has said the BBC wanted something unique to mark 6 decades of Doctor Who, and while getting all the former Time Lords together will be a challenge, it's one Russell might just achieve. After all, he was the man responsible for signing up Christopher and David back in 2005. It remains to be seen if he can achieve an exact copy of the 5 Doctors, but he will certainly want to capture some of the spirit of that landmark episode in these specials. So he's trying to bring back the Doctors in multiple specials, in a series of specials. Oh, I've missed it. There's the quote. Damn it, I've absolutely skipped over it. But there it is. It's set to play a host of a string of former Time Lords in a series of specials, which I really like the idea of. I first heard this idea spouted out not as a rumour, just as a concept of what if we had a full series. I think I might have seen it come about. I think the first person I heard it mention it may have been the Who addicts, who don't really do any Doctor Who content over them at the moment due to the way like it had been treated over the course of the West career, and they haven't watched Flux at all. But they, I think, speculated over the 60th and said, what if there was a series? And I really like the idea of there being a series, you know, one episode going back into a certain Doctor's era and then interlinking all of these different stories, you know, with a common thread, which all culminates in a story where they all come together, or you focus on the current Doctor. And I really like that. It's a way of kind of having a multi-Doctor story while it not being a multi-Doctor story in a way, where, you know, they never actually meet, but they're all interconnected, and I like that. And having a mini-series does kind of make me relax a bit, because, you know, you're worried about the lack of content, you know, coming up with, you know, after the career ends, we're going to have to wait a year, and the idea of waiting a year just for one story on just one day, and then having to wait again for series 14 would be annoying. But if we get like a mini series of specials, that really just kind of chill you out a little bit, because it goes, okay, they're kind of making the most out of what they've got, and the, you know, BBC will want to do that, because, you know, if we wait all this time for Russell, we only get one episode and wait a bit longer, they're not using as much of that pull for an audience as they can. And if we do a mini series and bring back you know, old Doctors, that works. The speculation on this front, I mean, what it says in the actual article does not make me seem like the insider knows this will happen, but it's clear that there's an attempt of it happening. You know, they don't outwardly say Chris Eccleston and Peter Capaldi are coming back. They say David Tennant's being looked into, Matt Smith's being looked into. If I'm honest, David Tennant will definitely come back, 100%. He's, first of all, Russell's Doctor. They have a good relationship. Also, David is a Doctor Who fan. He'd love to come back, you know, if the offer came to him. And if I'm honest, this is probably the last time he'd ever be able to come back. And I think that would influence his decision to say yes as well. It's not like he came back 2 years ago. It's been a while since he came back as well, so I can see him saying yes. Matt Smith hasn't come back since he left, and it's been a decent amount of time. I think he'd say yes. and filming wouldn't take too long, I don't think, unless if they film it in 3D like they did for the 50th, which I doubt. But yeah, he's a definite yes, I'd probably think. Eccleston, I mean, he's done Big Finish. Do I think he would say yes to the 60th? I'm 99% confident he wouldn't do it. Not just because of his relationship with the BBC, but his relationship with Russell T Davies. He's gone on record and saying like why he left Doctor Who was his relationship with upper management, completely shut down irreparably, and that involves Russell. And as much as he will credit Russell and say he's an amazing writer, clearly their relationship didn't, go well. They won't, it's not like they're chatting poorly of each other behind their backs in the media, but they just don't, don't want to affiliate. They're not working together anymore, and that's just one of those things. And I don't think Eccleston would do it. I mean, maybe unless maybe Russell comes out and makes like an open apology saying like what happened in 2005 wasn't good, but I just can't see him coming back to Doctor Who, which is really sad. But I think we've just got to accept that him coming back to Big Finish is the best it's probably going to get. And do you know what? That's still pretty amazing, because if you look back before that looked miles away. And that was an amazing surprise in August when that happened. I was so happy. But Peter Capaldi, the other new Who Doctor, which could return, will he return? I really don't think so. But if he came back, oh my god, the smile on my face would be amazing. I think it's pretty obvious to people that Peter Capaldi's probably my favourite Doctor, and he is. I do love Peter. He's fantastic, and if he came back, I'd love it. But do I think he's going to come back? No, I'm going to be honest. From what I've seen of what he said, I don't think he'd come back. Obviously, Jodie Whittaker won't come back. It would be stupid to bring her back straight away. It kind of does it. I'm assuming they'll put at the heartstrings for her final episode, and it would really lose the effect of that. I can't really talk about it. This is an episode we've not seen yet, which is coming out in October. But yeah, she won't come back. That would be stupid. One Doctor which I haven't seen mentioned, which I really think should be mentioned, Paul McGann's 8th Doctor. I'm sorry, but we are running out of chances to bring this man back to the show, and this is the last chance, I think. Like, people don't realise he's the same age as Peter Capaldi, but somehow still looked relatively similar to how he did in 1996 when he did the TV movie, and I would love him to come back. I would absolutely love Paul McGann to come back. I've listened to a lot of his Big Finish stuff, not all of it, not even the majority of it, because there's so much of it, but I've listened to a fair amount. I really like his Doctor, and I'd love him to come back to the show. And it's an absolute shame that he never got to have a series, because he's a fantastic actor and he really brings a lot to the role. And if we just got one episode with him, and maybe like Charlie, who's his first companion in Big Finish, in just one of those specials in the series, I'd absolutely die for that. But if I'm honest, that won't happen. So the idea of a series of specials, as amazing as it is, I can't imagine it being more than 3 episodes long. Tennant, Smith, New Doctor. But I'd love to be proven wrong and it be like a 5 or 6 episode series like Flux. But I'm really not confident that's going to be the case. But I'm prepared to be proven wrong. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the actual rumour which has come out, came from the Sun. From what I've heard on other people reporting on this, the Sun's got quite a good track record when it comes to Doctor Who, so there's probably a sense of truth to it, but I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. I mean, the 60th is way off. One thing which I will take from this, it doesn't mention the 14th Doctor really in the article, which suggests to me maybe this series of specials might not even have the 14th Doctor in it, which maybe explains why we haven't been given their announcement yet, in that they start filming the 60th in April, and a lot of people have said, well, we're going to get the announcement soon because they're going to start filming and we'll see them on set. But if they're filming these specials, that won't be the case. And the 14th Doctor might be cast already, but they might not be filming until like November, because I think I saw in the Farry's video the potential shooting dates in a Bad Wolf kind of job offer, where they already asked for, I think, prop management or something, and they said these were the shooting dates for a returning Cardiff drama. And there was 2 shooting dates. One was from April to, I believe, July or June, and one was from November this year to June next year, or July next year. And from that I can take one is 60th anniversary shooting, which is very long, which does suggest it's a series of specials, and one is a little bit longer, which to me suggests series 14. And you know, if one does not contain the 14th Doctor, then they don't need to announce the 14th Doctor technically until the actual regeneration, if there is one, because obviously it's not 100% sure whether there will be a regeneration. But you know, if what I saw in the Thari's video is right, which I'll put up in the top corner, if that's right, then we might not even see the announcement for the 14th Doctor in ages. I'd love to be proven wrong and it come out next week, but that video really made me think we aren't going to get the announcement at all. And as much as that idea is cool, and the idea of being surprised, you know, I really want to find out who the 14th Doctor is really soon. It would just be, just to be relieved of going, oh, I know something, thank God, we know it, yeah, great. We're not used to waiting this long. This is officially, I think, the longest wait we've had since a Doctor announcement, since a Doctor's announced to be leaving and a new Doctor being announced. But God, I need that announcement really soon. So hopefully the 14th Doctor is part of the 60th anniversary specials, because if they are, the announcement will probably happen in the next month or so. If not, then we have no idea when the announcement's coming. But yeah, I've really gone on a tangent there and talked about other stuff, but that's pretty much all my opinions on all of it. Comment below what you think of the rumour of a 60th anniversary series. Which Doctors do you think will come back? Which Doctors do you want to come back? What do you think of my opinion? Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you like the video, then obviously like it, that would really help. If you like my videos, then subscribe for more, and you can see more content come up in your feed whenever I upload. If you want to be notified, then obviously ding the bell for notifications. And yeah, that is it. Also, I've got an Instagram, the_board_Whovian. But yeah, that is it. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I've been the Board Whovian, and I'll see you around.